Turn these twos down a little bit. Welcome in, everybody. Woo! Oh my goodness. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is fantastic to see you as always on this Wednesday evening or morning or afternoon. I'm not sure where all of you are from. Every now and then there's people from all around the world that watch this channel, which is, I gotta say, incredibly humbling. Incredibly humbling. The platform and the voice that y'all have given me is something that hopefully I never forget. So I appreciate it. And yes, somebody noticed my lump of crap. My sarcophagus is ready. I'm not bringing it out the dock yet, though. The reason I'm not bringing it out the dock yet is today I've got my big meeting with Scopely about incursions. So we're meeting with them a little bit later today, in a couple hours actually. And then I've got a stream tonight. Tomorrow, the video I'm going to make is actually, I'm basically going to make a video of my presentation that I'm giving to Scopely. I'm going to give it to y'all. So I'm going to give y'all all the information that I was able to gather. And I'm going to definitely give a shout out to everybody who's able to help me gather this information, help me put it together. And then Friday, we'll probably have the sarcophagus video. I'm also hounding DJ about doing our camping level 42 video. So there's so much going on right now. There's so much going on right now. But it's a good thing, right? It's good to have content. It's good to have activity, and it's good for us to be here together talking about it. So Mike says game looks like it's working great. Yeah. So anytime any of these systems that I come camp in for grinding, like New Calgary, well, specifically New Calgary, it does this every time. Every time. Scopely would have more fan base if they did things more like Rev does. You mean organization and structure and schedules and working 60, 80 hours a week? Maybe. Maybe you're on to something. I don't know. Possibly. Oh, Team Chambers, good to see you. Congratulations, Graduated, on your ISS jelly. Graduated, did you ever get unmuted in the Discord, by the way, yesterday? Didn't ask about getting Cerritos. It was about leveling it. I have tier 2 and not sure I need to upgrade it. So yes, you get better events as you upgrade it. Just FYI, I don't know if you remember that from when it launched, but there are 3 separate Cerritos SMS events and even a leaderboard for the Cerritos, depending on your level and the level of your Cerritos. So short answer is yes. And then obviously the Cerritos has some great warp range. It's a huge benefit, I feel. All right, Graves, I have to check. Yeah, we when we called the political discussion and wrapped it up, I guess you were just at the very top going through it all, and we're like, yo, stop. And you never paid attention. So yeah, I have to fix that. Job server 170. I just triple faction locked. What do you recommend on about choosing the next faction I should go? Honestly, Cayman, until you're ready, and this is my personal opinion, until you are personally ready to go and start doing 4-star mining and level 40 plus hostiles, stay below 30 million. Now, which ones to pick is honestly up to you. There's not really a huge difference in which ones that you would go for. To be honest with you, there's not a huge difference. So it's really a personal preference thing. The big thing with higher level play is research and officers. That's the key. Research, and it's something that I harp so much. Research and officers. And at that point, like if you like the Klingon ships, well, I will admit that I love the Vorcha as the uncommon as a battleship, but the Dedirex is probably my favorite 5-star. If we're going all the way high, if we're going 4-star, the Tribune is my favorite of that group. So yeah, it depends on what you end up picking. You know, like Bill saying the Valdor Pylum Tribune is the best path in G4. Debatable. I mean, the Valdor is meh. It's really easy to upgrade though, so that is an ease there. The Pylum is a fantastic warbird, but so is the Coronar. The Coronar is right there, equally as good. And then you get to the Hector. Well, the Hector got a huge boost to the base stats and is now much stronger than it was 2 years ago. And I'm not saying that the Romulan run is bad. Hell, I'm on the Romulan run. I'm just saying that what really it comes down to is research and officers. eBay pictures and Namor picture. Oh, David, hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right back. I do have an update on the house fund wall because many of you have been asking, so I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, T Jennings, and a little awkward. This is before anybody makes a sarcastic comment. Before anybody makes a sarcastic comment, the it's not actually going to be this size. So what this is, for those that don't know, I'm working with Blue Dogs Graphics out of North Carolina. This is a sample sheet that they sent, so it's not the finished look, it's not the finished product or anything. It's obviously not the size that it's going to be, but this was just a test on the wall, how it sticks, make sure it works, and the overall look and design. So this is going to be, just imagine much larger scale, what's going on the wall. So you're going to have all 400 names to be on this. They'll be sized based off the tiers that we talked about and everything. So this is the basic layout. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Center for ants. I knew as soon as I made a comment, you dads would come through. But that's pretty cool. And this will be on one of the walls right in the open part of the house. Right in the very, like you walk in the front door, you will see this. It'll be covering an entire side of the wall. So shout out to Blue Dog Graphics in North Carolina. We're at that stage. So I was hoping to have it done by the end of July, but we are at a stage where we actually have got a basics setup. We are testing that, make sure it works. And then hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get it up on the wall. And then when that's done, I will start doing the filming of the house. Y'all can see the before and after. So sorry it's taking so long, but I do have updates for you, which is good. It's good. Okay. So, yeah, today, by the way, we always talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, but I do have, I guess I'm kind of excited about it while I keep mentioning, I do have the meeting with Scopely today about incursions, and that's going to be a blast. And well, I hope it's going to be blast. We'll see what they say about the work, but we put in a crap ton of work, and I have to give a shout out to Arian. She helped out a tremendous amount. Stewie Doo helped out with going through the data from this massive survey project. DJ helped with sharing it out and put it in one of his videos to try to get as many responses in those 3 days that we could. And Bill, I actually did hear back from them yesterday about the refinery. And from what they told me, it is still planning to be updated within the time frame that was described. Still happening this month. So apparently it's going to happen extremely soon. As of last night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, I was told it will still be happening this month. So we are still hopefully getting our refinery increase. This does not change the fact that we're already getting bonus refineries every month. So that's, we've already seen. Hey, Blue Dog, we were actually just talking about you. Yeah, we were actually just talking about you. How you doing, man? Those that see Blue Dog in the chat, that is the one helped put together this amazing piece of art that you've already seen here. You hate incursions? How do you get outlaw points? Well, those are two completely different conversations. Which outlaw currency are you looking for? Because there's multiple. Yeah, only 4 days left. Yeah, Blue Dog, we were actually, people had asked, do we have any pictures of the wall fund yet? We were showing off the sample that we're working with. I had to flatten it out a little bit because it's got some crinkles in it. And I know when the big sheets come, they're like rolled around like a tube, where this one was just hand rolled because it's just a sample sheet. And we flattened it out last night, and then we're going to try to post it today, make sure it works, which clean the wall, everything. You know, Blue Dog, you know how to put it on. You know how to put these up. So we'll make sure that it runs well today, but everybody think it looks amazing. So if y'all haven't checked out Blue Dog in North Carolina, I strongly encourage you to. Some really cool work. Multiple currencies in STFC? Surely not. I've never seen multiple currencies. And no, Carrier Delta, I do not make my own beats. That would be dope, but I'm not that talented. Please tell them incursions is rubbish and we don't like it. However, that's not true, Philip. Believe it or not, that's not true. Incursions was not universally hated. Incursion was not universally hated. In fact, a lot more people liked it than didn't like it. Now, I just put up the raw numbers. Here you go. This is from our feedback form, which is about 5,000 players. Now, yes, and we knew this was going to happen. The lower the level player, the more they disliked it. And that's what I have to try to come with my feedback and see if we can improve that. It was even enough for me to believe that There's a lot that could be done to make this a good event for everybody. A lot more people liked it than didn't like it. I think the people who liked it are more likely to respond to the survey. That's not accurate, Hooded One, because more people who disliked it responded to the survey. And you can find that out when you get to this next slide, which is dislikes in areas of opportunity. This is something that Arian helped put together. So no, we actually had more people go into detail about the dislikes than we had likes. In fact, anybody who's worked in marketing or anything can tell you that you're going to get more negative responses on any form of survey than you are positive. And in terms of the written response, this is always going to be more negative comments. A great example of this is if you go look up any game on the App Store, whether it's Star Trek Fleet Command, Marvel Strike Force, Galaxy of Heroes, the game itself will be rated like 4.3 out of 5 or 4.5 out of 5, which makes it seem like, holy crap, everybody loves it. But then when you go to the comment section of those apps and you look at the actual written reviews, it's negative, 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 positive, negative, negative, positive, positive, negative, negative, negative. That's just how it works in this field. So what we ended up having is of the 5,000 players, about 60% disliked, 40% liked. Then when it came to the comments, it was far more overwhelming. Written comments were negative. But the truth of it is, a lot of it wasn't that negative. And that was a surprise to me to see the numbers showing that, honestly, with just some few simple changes, like the conduit sourcing being better, the SMS brackets getting fixed, you know, the PvP getting adjusted in a different way. And very quickly, this flipped into a very liked event. So any idea on the Chintalon pack? I will ask about that. Chintalon pack being requested again. By the way, 2 servers. All right, I'll bring that up today. Thank you for that reminder. Wicked says, I was shocked that as a 43, I actually enjoyed incursions. I hated myself afterwards. Yeah, and look, this I think tells a lot. You look at some of the big things on this list right now. Look at the very top. Better rewards, the PvP brackets, the conduit sourcing, the zoned SMS. Those were all the major talking points for complaints. And this surprised me. The opt-out was not highly requested among 5,000 players. Was it requested? Yes, but you can see even on this chart, taking through the sample size that we went through, this was not a heavily requested feature. It was requested, but minority compared to what everybody was complaining about the most. So the survey ended up showing me things that I didn't even think was going to be like the big talking points. Like I figured some things would be more important. And this is the value of these type of surveys, is we're able to get a better view of what most players want, because as great as Rev may think he is, he doesn't know everything. He doesn't know everything. Oh, stream's fine, Artelac. Not sure what's up with you. Not sure what's up with you. Stream is fine, my friend. How can you opt out? Never got that. Yeah, there isn't an opt out. And that was something that people were requesting. That was one of the things on the list. And it is something that's there. And I don't think it should be ignored. And I'm definitely not going to ignore it when I go into my meeting today. But you would think that maybe that would have been a bigger issue. And I think that these are all things that need to be looked at and considered. And there was also a lot of positives that got brought up as well. And I have a positive sheet, and I'll be honest, the positive sheet surprised me too. So there was even a little bit of a disagreement among content creators about certain pieces of the feedback. And there's even disagreement about content creators about what's going on right now, this Flash Pass. So Two More says, it's more likely something that people didn't know they should have commented on. I mean, maybe, but we can only go with the information that players give us. And with 5,000 players, not everybody's going to be equally up to date on everything, I guess to say. The ability to raid without a lot of interference was great. Even raiding players from my own server, it was a free-for-all. I enjoyed that, but I understand not everybody did. Wicked says, the biggest issue I saw was level 50 plus sitting in the PvP systems for 40s, picking us off as we entered the systems. That, and as you saw on the sheet that I showed, was one of the biggest complaints, like easily. Ryan says, having incursions respect row could go a long way towards making it more fun. Ryan, you would be surprised that one of the pieces of feedback that was the most positive pieces of feedback was that players enjoyed that there was no freaking row. That was one of the biggest pieces of positive feedback out of 5,000 players, It probably would shock you to hear that. People hate rogue. It's so stupid. But in fact, of the positives that were rated, the fourth most positive comment from 5,000 people was, we enjoyed no socio-political pressure of rogue. No rogue made this better. Woo, and I love that I finally have data that shows this. I love that I have tangible data that shows players prefer it. Whew. Even if it's just for one day. I'm not advocating for a month-long purge, but for this one day, it was good. This one day. This one day. Oh, I'm not saying you get rid of basic, like I'm not going to go around today, the 27th of July, and just start destroying miners. I'm not. It's not what I'm going to do. But that one day. Good. And I'm just saying, it's not Rev saying this right now, by the way. Rev's not saying this. This is what the people say. The people. The fourth highest, most positive comment about incursions was no row. That blew my mind. Blew my mind. I was shocked. Because y'all heard me say so many times on the show that, oh, well, Rev doesn't like row, but I know that most of the game does. Well, apparently there's a lot more people like Rev than I thought. Tara says, I didn't like the fact that one big whale raided from the opposing faction could completely swap the leaderboard, making everything done so far useless. Yeah, so the point scoring, I definitely think needs some adjustment. Not like egregiously changed, but I do think some adjustment for balancing would be a good idea. Today's is a good day to ask, says, I don't know what I hate more, row or the farmers that push row. I have no problem with basic rules and everyday gameplay. I get it. We don't want to be here 6 to 8 hours a day, so we want to be able to get our mining and stuff done. I get that. But I do love the fact that when incursions came around, people said one of the best things about it was no row. I love that. And Jason, by the way, Rev did not pull the sample data or the comments to add these together. I just want to point that out there. Rev didn't do that. That was Irian. She pulled this and she did an amazing job. She even made those graphics that you just saw. And yeah. Ooh, hold on. Oh, I gotta send her something because she's helped me get everything put together for today. Can you get this to match what you already? Thank you. Oh man, I think row should literally be one rule: don't hit UPC. Look, everybody's gonna have different rules. I'm not here to tell you what your row should be. I'm not. I am not so narcissistic or naive to think that my viewpoint could work across every server in the game and hundreds of thousands of daily players. But I will say, I did get a giggle out of it being a top marked comment in the feedback. As a sub 25, the event was a miss. I couldn't go on the attack, but on defense, I was encouraged by my server to basically bubble up and leave for the day. So I felt like it was encouraging me not to play. Basher, that's a big point of feedback, and I'm glad that you're here to provide it. I really am. And I think that there does need to be something done more to incentivize some level of participation for under that level. I didn't see that. Brandon, what hint do you think I dropped yesterday? What hint do you think I dropped yesterday? All at once for server 43 to be able to upgrade our building. Nicholas, I have passed that along to them, I promise you. Defense was always pointless since attackers got 3 times point for a whole damage compared to defenders. Actively fighting was a losing proposition on defense. Yes, it was. It was. Like I said, point scoring is one of the primary pieces of feedback that is going back to the team. By the way, shout out to Irian. Appreciate her incredible help. I've been talking to her all morning. If it's Wednesday, it must be Rev Deuce time. You're right, Walter. We are here. And also, everybody, do not forget, it is Cerritos Day. It is Cerritos Day. Hey, Kramer, how you doing? Thoroughly enjoyed the raid during incursions. Now that people know what to expect, I suspect raiding may become more difficult. It is very possible. It is very possible. So, in another run of incursions is happening soon. One of the biggest pieces of feedback And I don't have all the slides handy that I can just throw up on the screen real quick. But another piece of feedback was the fact that people wanted this to be between arcs and preferably on a weekend. And once a month is basically where it was coming down to. People wanted once a month. And that's going to be a big piece that I talk about in my meeting with Scopely today. So all feedback is relevant, by the way. And I'm not saying that I'm done getting incursions feedback, but I am going to go through the meeting today and see what could possibly come out of that moving forward. Kyle says, I'm guessing the ones that like the no row thing are higher level, that like smashing miners and like a bit of trolling, but they normally can't because the rest of everyone will hunt them constantly. No, Colin, this game is just a PvP game. People enjoy the PvP. I know it's shocking to believe, but I know level 28s who are excited about no row. And as I've always pushed, in many cases, row is typically created by the high level players to protect the high level players. And that's why it always starts off as gentleman agreements and stuff. That doesn't mean it's the same way everywhere. Server 17, for example, isn't like that. But I'll put it this way, your opinion of row is specific to your server. Your experience is not the experience of all the other servers. There's a wide variety of what happens across servers that leads to different rules being set up or no rules at all. So Kata says, I do hope people will forget and leave fat bases in territory. Draining trillions from a base is a great for alliance bonding. I saw some massive amalgam raids. Omicron sent me a 1.6 billion amalgam haul per hit. So that's impressive. And I've never had an amalgam run that huge. Man, the amalgam was made for incursions, y'all. It's not a PvP game, it's a resource management game. Josh, that's exactly what war is, my friend. War is literally like 95% logistics and sitting around waiting to fight. More than that, actually. That's why this is a very accurate war game. So, whatever happened to the other tool you showed off? Not Spot Club? What do you mean, Hawk? Which tool? I've showed off several tools. The officer tool, it's still up and running. Stewie Doo and them are doing a great job. Stewie Doo and Lube, they run that. Which tool are you referring to? Best I got was 50 mil per hit, but I didn't have a lot of free time today. Yeah, it's definitely going to vary player to player. 100%. 100%. You know, doesn't make good or bad. It's just going to be different experiences. I mean, there are servers that I would probably hate PvP on. I don't hate it on my server. I get beat up by people level 60 all the time. It doesn't bother me, but I'm sure there are servers that I would strongly dislike it. And it's just going to, be different for a lot of people. And that's what makes some of the feedback so difficult is we don't have equal experiences, you know? It's all very different. Like, I've never pulled a 1 billion amalgam pull. If I did, I can't even imagine the excitement you would see on screen if that happened. Can't imagine the excitement on screen if that happened. The one with the pie graph or something like that for factions. That was one that Anisius was working on, and I'm not sure if she is still working on it. I have to ask her. Here, I'll send her a message. Hey, are you still working on your tool for faction credits? You people in chat are asking about it. There you go. I sent her a message. I love the concept of incursion event, but as a level 29, I spent more time getting beat up by larger players than giving a beating. Fair. And look, that is part of the feedback that I'm giving to the dev team today, is that the lower levels hated it, and you have to find a way to make it more enjoyable for them. And I think a big way to do that is grossly increasing the rewards for participation. Grossly increasing reward. That was one of my biggest complaints, is the rewards for the events just weren't worth it. And you talk about the higher level players. So the first run of incursions, a lot of people are going to participate because it's exciting and it's new, so we want to experience it. But that novelty feeling of like server pride, ooh, server 10 better than server 20, will wear off. There has to be tangible benefits to participating, and there really weren't those in this run. So what might happen if the rewards never change, in 3 or 4 months, people just stop doing it altogether because there's no point. The novelty, the fun is worn off, and there's no pay to justify going out and doing it. So that's gonna be a big piece of feedback. And I think that would help lower levels as well. Imagine if as a lower, let's say at level 29, if during that incursions day, if you maxed out your events, what if I told you that an event could give you 500 uncommon crystal level 29? That would be worth blowing up a hell of a lot of times. So I'm just throwing things out there. So I think the rewards have got to justify the time and the resources spent, because as much as these high levels may be going around punching down on people, high levels, I know multiple players who spent billions and some trillions in titanium to do incursions and did not get that in return. So there's got to be a lot done to make incursions better for the long term. That's what I found from the survey results. My advice for your wife, Jeffrey, at level 36 is to go to 39. There's honestly no point camping at 36. Go ahead and go to 39, start working on getting your ISS jelly, doing Parabellum events every, well, once or twice a month when they run, things like that. Sleepy says, I clicked on the SMS rewards, then clicked on the 24-hour shield and had a quiet day. Exactly. Draco, who was, what, Draco, you're at level 53 now? 54, says you did a 350 billion trit in that one day. If you asked a whale to do that 2 times a month, they're going to stop doing it. So we're going to stop doing it. K92 says need a camping at 49 video. You're going to get camping at 46 video. But yeah. Whew. I felt like the leaderboard rewards at the top were very worth the time I put in at Ops 39. Being able to level my subspace relay up to 10 is a massive boost. Yeah, but that's leaderboard rewards. And that's fine and dandy, but my counterpoint is going to be there's a limited number of leaderboards. The winner of leaderboards across 2 servers, there shouldn't be 24 people getting great rewards and several hundred, if not thousands of people getting shafted for 24 hours of event. So I'm glad that the leaderboard was good to you, but I'm thinking for the majority of players, there wasn't a lot of one incentive or 2 great rewards to incentivize participation. And that was a big piece of feedback that we got. Insane says that I pulled 820 mil during incursions per pull. That is fantastic. That's fantastic. Did you ever release it? Okay. Cool. Server 31 had like 3 to 4 high-level alliances that basically make the row, and when they get hurt about a hit within row, they team up to go to war with that alliance and threaten their allies with war. Well, that sounds about how it is on other servers that I've experienced, but like I said, each server is very unique. Graduate Case says leaderboard reward shouldn't be the benchmark, should be cherry on top. Perfect way to describe that. Perfect way to describe that. All right. I'm level 39 and need to kill an Explorer Gold hostile with my auger. What's the best crew to use? I have pretty much all officers. If it is a Gold Explorer, Yuki Marcus is going to be a fantastic run. And I would probably throw in Giorgio / Nero, Yuki Marcus, Giorgio. That would help to give you shield strip, give you the piercing needed to overcome, but it depends on the level. What whole health does this boss have? Which hostile boss is it? There's a few different routes that we can take with this one. Just before hitting level 36, I got a full pull hijack Mayflower. I'm so sorry that it was a hijacked Mayflower. I'm so sorry. Pluto says, Strays Your World Pike or Huralon for board grinding is fantastic, even at tier 1. Glad you're enjoying it. Glad you enjoyed that video, Blue Dog. 31 is unique for sure. Pirates helped 34 during incursions. See, there was a little bit of drama on server 20 because we found out that there were server 20 players feeding base locations to server 10 players because we're at war with that alliance on server 20. Which was a very interesting little woof. So, Wolfwood, I literally told JB that he could beat my Valdor with his D3. How did I lose a bet? I've got the screenshots. Let me see. Because the conversation started, by the way, because I have all 3 D3 and JB, who is a high level player, it doesn't have the red D3. So I was like, yeah, I've got more D3s, but you could beat my Valdor with your D3. So just passing the message saying you owe him, but how do I owe him? We never made a bet. He did say though, what he did say is that if he pulled a log of him beating a Valdor with a D3, he wanted me to put it in a bad crew video. And I will do that. I'll put it in a bad crew video just because people are going to be like, there's no way. There's no way. There's a way. Yeah, there's definitely a way. There's definitely a way. Just unlocked my jelly a few days ago. Any update when they're doing more Jelly Brawl? So Jelly Brawl happens every month, generally once a month. So every month is during the Battle Pass calendar, you're going to get at least one Jelly Brawl. Hey, Huntman, good to see you, man. Where else have hit some bad crew screenshots? In my Discord, you can tag me or you can just send them to me directly. You know why we still are why we still on player and alliance rank the other server players? The only answer I could really give is that another incursion run's coming soon, so maybe that's why they didn't separate them. I don't know. That's all I really know. Can we talk about the Flash Pass? If I already have Harrison unlocked, is the free-to-play still good value? I'm not saying value in only 14 Jailer shards, but is it worth it possibly upgrade Harrison? So you asking is the $10 worth it? This is actually a big, me and DJ got into a big discussion, and we have slight disagreements on the value of this Flash Pass. In general, I believe the Flash Pass is good value. Like, just straight up, is it good that there's a free-to-play giving away 8 shards of Harrison? Yes, I do think that's good. But I think it's very lackluster. I think it's lacking in value. And the reason I feel that way is this. Now, is the bottom, hold on, before we get to this, let's talk about the paid track, because that's what you're asking. Is this worth 10 bucks? 100% yes. Why is this worth 10 bucks? Because if you purchase this for $10, you unlock Harrison. How do I know you unlock Harrison? There are 13 Harrison shards that you can get from 2 different missions, which I talked about in yesterday's video. And if you buy $10, you now have unlocked Harrison. Harrison used to cost $100. His most recent pack was $50 for a full unlock. Now for $10, if you get this and you do the 7 days, you have Harrison. So this is worth it. There's value. Plus you get Syndicate XP, you get a rare Armada, and you get some Jailer shards. Yes, but let's talk about the first run, the top run, the free-to-play run. I feel is very lacking. Why do I feel the free-to-play run is lacking? And no, Scopely's not going to make non-PvP servers. No, they're not. At least I've been told no before. I don't know if they changed their mind on that. This is why I don't think the free track is good. Now, will I complete the free track? Sure. But the reason that I'm not happy with the free track is last month, June, we literally had an SMS event that everybody could complete. SMS events that are not heroics and they're not leaderboards are free to play pass. Well, in a single day SMS event, we got 10 Harrison shards. In a 7-day pass, we get 8. 10, 8. 10, 8. Not to mention this pass also gave 10 epic shards through an epic officer of Burnham. So you got 20 officer shards in one day. So that's why I look at the free pass and I go, underwhelming. Not bad, still good. Great $10 value, good 7 days, but is it something I'm jumping up and down about? No, because literally one day I got more. So it's not that I think this is bad. I do think it's good value. And I think the $10, if you're willing to spend, is a great value. But the top does not excite me. It doesn't excite me. I need more. Also, throwing in Lursa that we know is a trash officer. Yeah. Hey, Steve, I'm not telling you to spend money on a phone game. First of all, phone game or PC game doesn't matter. If it's a game that you enjoy, there's nothing wrong with, like, phone game does not diminish the quality. But you spend whatever you're comfortable spending. But what I'm talking about is this a great value, monetarily speaking, in terms of the game? Yes. Is this a great, is the top one great? No, it's just good. It's just good. Let's be honest, Scope is just trying to fill out how much money they can squeeze out in between a BP. Yes and no. No, I mean, every game's doing that though. Every game's trying to find a way they can get more money. Every game is trying to figure that out. So $100 pack, I'm not a fan of the $100 pack at all. I'll be honest. If I had to make a recommendation, I would say $10, yes. $100, there is no way I would buy this $100 pack. No way at all. No way. If y'all want to, cool. But if I'm recommending things for spenders to buy, this is not it. And if any of our spenders in chat, like Draco, I know you here. If anybody who is a spender is willing to share your opinion, please do. I will strongly recommend people not buy that. Not buy that. I like the model. I would like them to do this with all hard to get officers. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. What's wrong with the $100 pack? Well, it's crap value. You got a rare officer that I'm literally getting for $10 already. I'm literally getting this for $10. Nobody cares about Lursa. And now we're back to spending $100 for, you know, a Jayla officer that should be free to play sourceable now. Very low Latinum numbers. The only thing I like in here is the multi-phasics. I'm sorry, I don't see value in it. Yeah, it's not. If Jayla was a full, if you got Jayla for $100, I'd be like, ooh, because Jayla is part of the swarm meta for the Franklin A and in the 40s. But that, nah, I'm not. There's nothing in that makes me go, woohoo. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. Nemesis says $99 pack allow me to take Jayla level 2. Cool. If it works for you, man, I'm great. I'm happy for you. I don't like the idea of spending $100 to get a third of an officer. Personally. So. But great things about opinions are their opinions. They're not necessarily true or false. Independent credits, Impact gives it a boost. Wrong button. Hold on. Let's go back so we can talk about what we're talking about. We'll look at what we're talking about, man. Words are hard. If there were independent credits here, I would probably agree with you. There are none. If there was 2,000 independent credits, I'd be like, ooh, okay, a little bit better, a little bit spicier. But no. If the $100 pack came with more resources and mats to backfill what a typical battle pass would get you, yeah, agreed. But this is a test run, and they've said that. I've said that. It's a test run. If it doesn't have great sales, well, they're not going to go with that strategy again. So, hey, Godfather Triple, good to see you as well. At least this battle pass feels so lackluster in content that not even the $10 elite is tempting. I guess it depends on where you're at, Tara. I mean, to me, the $10 is a good value. The $10 one's going to allow me to take Harrison to tier 2. But I'll be honest, if I already had like a tier 2 or tier 3 Harrison, I probably wouldn't buy it. I guess more than anything, the issue I have is the number of shards in the free path and then the officers that were chosen. Like Lursa very clearly was just thrown in there as like a fill officer. Like nobody, okay, correct Rev if he's wrong. If you're in the chat right now and you want Lursa, please say so. I have yet to see in my entire time since Lursa and Baitor came out, see anybody say, I want to max out Lursa. I have not seen anybody say it. So Lursa is obviously a throwaway officer. You throw Lursa in there just to fill it out, but it doesn't actually provide you any real value. I really agree that Lursa is beautiful. Baitor is beautiful, but Lursa is probably a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Sure. But that's not what we're talking about. So you have a trash officer thrown in there, which is why I made the argument, well, shouldn't Badgie be there instead? At least it's a newer officer. Then you got Harrison, which one of the biggest things that me and DJ were going back and forth was Harrison's been out almost 4 years, y'all. Harrison has been out almost 4 years. 4 years. And we're still piecemealing how we give them away. That's a big complaint for me. If it was 8 Beverly shards, I'd actually be pretty happy with 8 free Beverly shards. If it was 8 free Beverly shards, if it was 8 free Rutherford shards, I would be happy. Because I use Beverly and Rutherford a hell of a lot more than I use Harrison. But Harrison being 4 years in the game almost, no, I'm not getting excited about that. But I do think it's good. I mean, it is extra. There's nothing wrong with extra. Beverly Crusher, Derek. There's nothing wrong at all with extra. So I'm glad that there's a free battle pass for 7 days that gives me something extra. So no complaints there. I'm not like jumping up and down about it. Like, I don't think it's one of the greatest things they've ever done. Just stagger upgrading the ISS or take it as far as I can. I usually save my ISS upgrades for when I've got events going on, like leaderboards I want to participate in. Meridian's in the store for those that have been asking for it. Yeah, did they throw the Meridian in the store? I might not see it because I have one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they did. Now, the Meridian, be warned, could be available in the next event store. We'll see when that next event store is. So if you buy one now, And then an event store rolls around. Don't be like, well, I just bought this. The Flash Pass is the only chance I'm going to get to unlock Harrison. Yeah, hey, go for that, Gaul. And I think it's very similar in ways to my Chintalon pack. There are a lot of people who don't need the Chintalon pack. They've already maxed out Chintalon. There are a lot of people who already have Harrison, so they probably don't get excited about $10 Harrison. But there are plenty of people who don't have that and probably do get excited. An Alliance member has 6 Meridians. Well, I have 2, and I only typically use 1, except for specific like isogen mining days. So overkill on 6, but hey, whatever makes them happy, I guess. Blink twice for event store next month. Y'all over here just trying to get hints in, and you're not slick. Vidar refit something that could be in an event store. It could be. We can ask them the next event store that rolls around. I can try to bug them about that. So, Huntman, I'm going to blink. I have to blink. And subconsciously, when you say blinking, I naturally want to blink. I blinked like 20 times since you brought up blinking. Still appreciate the Chin Talon pack, even though I had the max 4, a very pro player move. Thank you. Thank you, Campus. I am trying to get it back up and going. We did just have new servers launched, and I would like the Chin Talon pack to appear like once a month. So, what 3 characters would make a good Flash Pass? How about Picard, Beverly, Badgie? Give you a couple Picard shards. Give you some Beverly shards. I think that'd be a lot more valuable. A few people saying Data. Data's a good card. Yeah, Data's a good card. Any chance the Cerrito skin could be in the event store? Maybe. With the Cerrito skin being so new and a premium item, probably not that quickly. Everybody loves Data. Hey, Kindness. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Data is... I would say Data's an underappreciated card. Like, I don't see a ton of people bringing up Data very often. I don't have Data, but he is good. Here you go. When fighting a player, increases arm piercing, shield piercing, and accuracy by 6%. And then there's the captain's ability. Not huge on the captain's ability, but yeah. March, you use your second build a lot. It always bugs me. My second, what? My second Meridian? More because I spent a lot of time in deep space, and the second Meridian doesn't have a warp rate. So here, let me show you my second Meridian. My second one is right here. So my warp range is only warp 40 right now. I haven't upgraded it. I could upgrade it, but I need to go get one of those thingies. But it's just, I haven't upgraded it yet. That's the only reason I don't use it. You like Data being locked, being away teams? It's unique and fun to work for. Josh, I think you're going to find a lot of people disagree with you on that. I think anybody's gonna be like, yeah, make it hard to get him. Will the ISS Jelly be in the next event store? I do not have the contents in the next event store, Steven. I do not have the contents in the next event store. I can tell you that special ships are always in it, like Meridians and Stellas. That's always there. So I'll take Harrison, a person who plays a lot. Should have Beverly at max. Bro, I play more than almost anybody. I don't have Beverly near max. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The average player is nowhere near to having Beverly max. You know, spenders who go through a lot of tokens do, sure. Wait, average player sitting there with Beverly max? You crazy. You crazy, Adam. The new Cerrito skin is the Cerritos without the hull plating. Correct. You're right. It'd be great to do a flash pass with refits and projectiles. That'd be a cool idea. I like that idea. They had, when they discussed this with it, they were talking about this being another way to help with officer sourcing. So I think that's probably a direction they're going to probably not go in, but we could always say, hey, instead of Syndicate XP this month, why not refit skins? Can Meridian be used for any other mining than ISO? I mean, yeah, technically. It has great warp range, and people have used amalgams and meridians for deep space mining before. So. At what tier does the ISS Jelly become a decent grinder considering the trick cost? Tier 2, Tier 3? I mean, you really don't need to take it past Tier 5. Tier 7 at absolute max. I mean, if before level 42, ISS Jelly is my primary grinder. Now that I have my I can get to New Calgary with my auger. I typically do the auger, but it's, yeah. ISS Jelly's never a good grinder. That's inaccurate, kind of. It's the best low D space grinder in the game, especially before you get to 42, because it's one of the only ones I can reach it. The repair costs are pretty damn cheap compared to a Valdor or a Katinga or a Kelvin. If I don't have Pike, but have the Strange New World crew, what's the best crew for farming miners? Pike, Moreau, Chin. Pike, Moreau, Chin. Not even close. Hooper, I agree with you, but I still see people do it. I hate people who mine regular D space nodes with anything besides faction miners. It really bugs me. Will they add a way to scrap hijack ships? Unlikely. I don't know. But will we see any more DS9 actors in your videos? I mean, maybe. Maybe. It's always possible. They need more work on officer sourcing. Love to see more of type officers like the starting faction packs. Force players to choose, give players more control and focusing on what they want. Cool. What's the best system for a level 46 player to grind Federation faction credit? To grind Federation faction credit? You mean rep? If the G4 miners weren't crap, I wouldn't use my Meridians in D-Space. Yeah, well, that brings up a whole nother discussion. This is another thing that turns into people's road talk, is when can you use what miners on what nodes? And oh, it's such a headache. It's a whole headache. I don't have regular pikes. That's why I asked what's the second best crew. Well, when you say you don't have Pike, I assume you're talking about you don't have Strange New World Pike. If you don't have Pike, please tell me you followed my advice and have unlocked transporter patterns and then go get Pike. You literally just need them at tier 1. Have you gotten transporter patterns yet? Use what you got, then go where you need it. It's the same old line of if you don't got certain mining ships, don't do something. I mean, it is what it is, man. This is why I avoid the super complicated rows. So my row has always been what's on my t-shirts for 4 years. No loot, don't shoot. OPC is OPC. You know, Rev's row has been obvious for a long time. Free Shop 39, I got my ISS Jelly last week. Just seems like a really expensive grinder considering the repair cost. It's tier 3, level 12. So the amount of expense is going to feel pretty high for you when you're fresh 39. It's all relative though. You're level 42 and the ISS is hella cheap to repair. But the big key with the ISS is it's going to get you to places like this that your auger and stuff are not, and your enterprise are not going to. And it's going to kill a lot of hostiles for you, help with your grinding. But yeah, I mean, it is semi-expensive. It depends on where your rep's at though, and when you're building your rep up. I want the enterprise, but can't get it right now. But I can get the auger in 8 million more rep. What should I do? Well, what do you want to do? I mean, there's no required path, guys. I mean, the auger's a great ship. If you want the enterprise, go get the enterprise. Go get the enterprise. You have to work for it, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, Blue Dog, just as an example, you're comparing a tier 3 ISS Jelly. What's your tier 3 ISS Jelly repair costs? Because my tier 3 Valdor is about 15 million titanium if I blow it up. 15 million titanium. So it's all very relative. The big difference is biotics. When biotics were introduced, like at level 42, I'm getting 31 million a day. 31 million a day. So it's all relative. That doesn't count me raiding. It doesn't count my events. So it's more of where are you at and what's feasible for you. What are you trying to grind? Because honestly, if you're grinding in Tygo Core, I'm not using an ISS Jelly to grind in Tygo Core. As Nemesis points out, 3.5 billion to repair a Corvus. I'm not grinding with an ISS Jelly in Tygo Core. I'm grinding with a faction ship in Tygo Core. But if I'm level 39 and I'm needing to grind in D space, then I'm using my ISS Jelly. Yes, I'm building a sarcophagus because people won't stop asking me for a sarcophagus video. I will go ahead and be honest. The sarcophagus video will have a lot of revs saying the sarcophagus is crappy. But I'm making a video because y'all have requested it. Are there any holodeck buffer patterns coming out soon? Steve, I don't know. No clue. Two more says, I'm Augur primarily. It's great. Also have an Enterprise, but I never upgraded. I love the Augur. I love the Enterprise. Both are great ships. I use the Augur as a grinder here. I use the Enterprise. The Augur is generally going to be my primary one because it has more hull health. So, Hawk, you're trying to get banned. I love you. You're trying to get banned. I see you. I have been, and sometimes shame is good. Y'all have shamed me to where I am finally working on my outlaw tree and getting my Stella researched where it needs to be. So I've been working on that. I just scrapped a max Stella, and I think I'm up to like 55. Obviously a long way to go, but thanks to your shaming, Rev is finally investing in the Stella. So thank you. Try Pike, Max, Eurydice, and Skinny Mud on Sark and PvP. Dude, I already know all the crews, Jeff. I know all the crews. I know everything about the Sark there is to know, and I still think it's a flaming turd ball. I still believe it's a flaming turd ball. I hate that damn ship. The only thing it does is look cool. Hate it. Even with cloaking. Now, this is where me and DJ start to disagree again. He thinks that he agrees sarcophagus was crap until cloaking came into play. Now he likes it. Even with cloaking, I think the sarcophagus is a waste of people's time. A waste of time and resources. Hawk, definitely not happening. Unless the sarcophagus is a major upgrade, like the Enterprise A and the Hegtai. The Enterprise A used to be one of the worst ships in the game. Like, and not even like opinion-wise. Like, legitimately, the Enterprise A was worse power-wise than this very nice plush Romulan warbird that Bald Groove sent me. Shout out Bald Groove. This looks amazing. It was trash until they literally adjusted the base stats of the Enterprise A, and now it's like, oh, it's actually pretty decent. Sarcophagus needs that. Sarcophagus needs that. Sarko should get his buff not just on nose, but everywhere. If Sarcophagus had that buff everywhere in territory, that thing would be a little bit better. Agreed. I like my Sarko. Also, it has niche uses like victories against heavy traders and capital systems. I don't need my Sark for that. Man, my Augur, my Burrell can do that. Killing heavy traders is all about crews, my friend. It's all about crews. Crews. Beverly, hence why I want everybody to have Beverly. Skinny Mud, that, and even give you a reason to level Skinny Mud. Khan, bam, throw that at a heavy and enjoy the wins. I've seen Burrells do it. Granted, high level Burrells are research. But Dominic, bro, I got 13.5 billion trit. I raid. I'm not a lazy bum. I'm not saying you're a lazy bum. I'm just saying I'm not a lazy bum. I don't care about that crappy Sarko. I don't care about that crappy Sarko. Welcome in, Link. Good to see you. We actually just shouted you out. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Do you have a video on farming heavy traders? I do. It's called Punching Up. I go over the crew of how to do it. It's called Punching Up. Did not know the Augur can pump out 2 shots per round sometimes. Oh, okay. Firing patterns, by the way, for every ship were listed on STFC.space. STFC.space. Rev needs a Sarko plush. If you buy it, I will rock it. This is the only thing that was in the bag. Link. I love it. Freaking love it. This is the only thing that was in the package. Thank you, Ice Glow, for dropping the link for Punching Up. But yeah, I'm going to make a sarcophagus video. I'm going to go over crews for sarcophagus. I'm going to go over strategies for the Sark. So I promise I will not just make a video trashing the sarcophagus. I will legitimately say, hey, if you want to use it, here's how to use it, etc., etc. So, all right, let me pull. Give me rares. I'll take it. I'm happy about it, but I'll take it. I always save up for this one during Crucible of War, by the way. It's our Armada directives. I always save up for that one. FYI. Hooper, you need it? This was on Amazon. So every now and then, very kind people will buy me cool things off my Amazon wish list, and I appreciate that. So it's very humbling, honestly, that y'all would want to support my channel and donate and things like that. It's like I said, it's very humbling, and I don't know. I want to say I appreciate it. FYI, I appreciate it. So that's. Probably can't stay for a whole stream. Just want to stop and show you some love. Father passed last night, so hectic today. I will hit you up before I go home and we can hang a bit. Sounds great, Corey. I am very sorry for your loss, my friend. I'm here for you, man. I appreciate you. You've got my number. You can hit me up if you need me. And I really hope that the rest of your week has some level of positivity to help maintain your spirits, man. I appreciate you. I love you. Godspeed. What tier does the Cerritos Elite event open up? So a tier 4 Cerritos and you being level 40 or higher opens up the next SMS. So if you've got a Cerritos at level 36, you've got the regular SMS. If you have a tier 4 Cerritos or higher, you will get the next level SMS. And then if you have a max Cerritos, there's a special SMS for the max Cerritos. Welcome in, CTR. We love new players, man. We love new players. Who dis says revenue is something for content. Here's your stupid Sark video. I actually, believe it or not, I actually am backlogged on content videos. So I have the list somewhere. I actually keep a list of videos that y'all asked me to make. Sark is one of them. I've got Sarko video. I've got Incursions feedback video. I've got my Smash or Pass series that is long outdated. I've got level 42/43 camping video. Officers that are good immediately, tier 1, 2, and level 1 is another video that I've got to make. I mean, I literally have a week or two of video contents to make that's constantly getting updated. And that's just because y'all want content and I'm happy to provide it. Since I can only really make one video a day, usually it's just a backlog and it's working through that list. But I am trying to give y'all what y'all asked for instead of just making, because I don't want my channel to only be like news, like, hey everybody, Flash Pass. But when the Flash Pass comes out, I have to talk about it. So that means Wednesday, I stream twice on Wednesdays. I'm here and then I'm on Twitch later on. So it's a tough balancing act, I guess is all I'm saying. And I do try to give y'all the content you're asking for. So if you're asking for officer videos or you're wanting to know what ships to use, I try to make those. Should I camp at level 39 and go to level 40? 39. Oh my God, B, you know the answer. You're trying to trigger me on my channel. Can you make a video about the rare part sourcing dilemma that makes me want to destroy the game? Draco, you mean the fact that literally the game will not let you progress past, was it level 53? It literally won't let you do it without spending money. Like, we talk about paywalls in the game. I think it's level 53 or 54. You literally cannot progress in the game without spending money past level 53 because there's no way to source certain items without buying. Because you can't refine the rares you can't refine the rares, I think, until 55. Is that right, Draco? You can't refine the rares till 55. But you have to spend rares at 53. So, yeah. But it's a whale problem, so who cares? Hey, Fab, good to see you. I've been going back and watching old videos just because I feel like I've missed something. Oh, dude, so many videos. And by the way, Draco, I will eventually address that. I will admit the reason I haven't addressed it is because that's so far out of reach from free-to-play or even light spenders. It's not affecting them yet, but that is really sucky, you know? That the game literally has a current design of you cannot get past this level without spending money. Martine, I do collect the Armada pack with my officer tokens that Chris Bohr gives me. No, Boxer, I understand. That happens. How much rep those 4-4 traders give? All rep grinding research aren't displayed in the game. Correct, they're not. So if I go and hit I'll show you exactly what it does. I'll see another I guess I can do a 43. Let's hit a 43. A 43 should pay me 5,100 ROM. 5,100 ROM. Wrong button. 5,100 ROM, and I'm currently here. So that means if it only paid out 5,100, then I would be at 1602. 1602. Y'all remember that number? 1602. 160. I'm gonna have to repeat it. I'm actually gonna write this down. 1602. Because if I don't, I will legit forget. And then you'll see the correct number once you get your hit in. It does not display when you do the preview of the ship. Get to 41 ASAP? No, definitely not. Definitely not, Chris. Get to 42. Get to 42. There's nothing for you at 41. Get to 42. That's my opinion, by the way. All right. So you see, I was supposed to get 5,000 and it would have been 1602. Instead, it is 1620. So I got about 2,000 more rep. A little bit, almost half, about 40-50% increase in my rep there with no exocomps active, by the way, just based on my faction rep researches. It's not a whale problem. It's a time-wise, as of now, whale problem. Correct. Given time, the problems will be everybody's problem. Yeah, no problem at all. Barnabas, I agree with you. I'm not arguing that point in any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. So it's just when I'm addressing problems that are more immediate, whereas a free-to-play player literally will not experience that problem for about a year. The highest free-to-play in the game is level 47. They're nowhere near that problem. I would like to theorize based on, and I would like high levels to throw their opinion in. For a free-to-play player to make it from 49 to 50 is probably going to take 6 months by that one level alone. Maybe longer, based on the current 4-star economy. High-level players, you give me your thoughts. We'd have to go into like June Breeze tool and go through all the different specs to get a true barometer of that, and then compare it to STFC.space event payouts. But I really think just 49 to 50 would probably take 6 months for a free-to-play. Maybe longer. Like 49 to 50 is one of the biggest jumps in the game. So Blue Dog says, if I understand correctly, the player who reached Ops 45 is a true free-to-play. He's going to hit a wall 53 and won't be able to go further. Correct. As it stands right now. Mark says, I'm not free-to-play in expectation of a year. Woo. With recent 4-star adjustments over the past 6 months, I would hope it's not that bad, but I'm literally spitballing. Jeff says 1 year as well. So hell, 1 year then. 1 year just for that one level range at the current mark. I was hoping it was a little bit better, but my rough estimates were apparently too generous. So Jeff says I'm there right now. Well, then we'll take Jeff's knowledge on the fact. And it's not that I'm ignoring the problem. It's just that, what would you rather be hit right now? Would you rather be work on economy getting better, like refinery? Would you rather be work on incursions getting better? Or rather be work on, I know Draco would rather be work on the 53 issue. Fair. But it's tough to work on everything at once is what I'm really saying. Don't you think Scopely will change the economy like it has before? Oh, they definitely will, Eric. For 100%. 100%. Like, the wall that is there currently for the high level, the 50 plus, is there because of, and I've been told this by former Scopely employees, so take it with a grain, whatever. But when new content comes out, so like the new level bracket, like, so right now, 50 through 60, it is seen as a premium area. There is an expectation. Yes, I'm Chris Farley finger quoting right now. There's an expectation that you will spend to progress. It does not always stay that way. It basically is that way as long as it is whale territory. No offense to high level spenders. Y'all are more than welcome to spend your money however you want. I have no issues with your spending. However, as long as that is the premium area, there is an expectation for spending. Now, when 60 through 70 comes out, ooh, wow, look, no more walls, yay! That's just how they design their game. I do agree it needs to change, 100%. And I'm not even supporting their paradigm. I'm simply telling you how it is. Draco says, I think the rare parts sourcing hurts those in the 40s too. You can't upgrade the Pylum or the Coronar past tier 9 without paying. Very, very good point, Draco. And you know what would fix this? If they made scrapping freaking relevant in 4-star and 5-star. If they made scrapping freaking relevant. I am 1,000,000% with you. I am not fighting this at all. By the way, I give a shout out real quick to Thomas. Thank you for supporting the channel. They just donated to our PayPal to support my family. It says level 35, just got the auger, saving Federation credits for Enterprise. Got 100,000 so far, but haven't unlocked transporter patterns. Should I save my Fed credits for the Enterprise or try to unlock TPs Holy crap, this is a fantastic question. I understand the difficulty. I'll be honest with you. If you were level 35 and you do not have transporter patterns, I would throw every Federation credit I have into officers until I can start getting TP. In my opinion, that is more important than the Enterprise. The Enterprise is an amazing ship. You'll use it till level 46. It's fantastic. But those officers and those transporter patterns you need now, because that means you don't have a single rare officer yet. That's max. You don't have Steve Epic, for sure. You definitely don't have a rare. Transport patterns. And if it takes you a month and you spend half those credits, but then you start turning in and churning in those transporter patterns, you will thank me. Your gameplay will be so much better. And thank you, by the way, for donating to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Ships are temporary. Officers are forever. Refinery should be the primary way of getting mats. Every refinery should give uncommon rare epic based on refinery level. It should be 0.5 per batch. Chris, no chance, but obviously as a player, I don't disagree with you. Now, there is a refinery increase coming in the next few days, from what we've been told by Scopely. I'm curious to see what that's going to look like, but yeah, we'll see. What's the first officer you would throw the transporter patterns into? The first officer I would unlock, and I made multiple videos about this, Pike. If I don't have Pike, it's the first officer I'm getting is Pike. Always the first one, Pike. If I don't have Pike yet, I'm going after Pike. I just want us to thank you again for the donation. I really appreciate it. Just checking to make sure I got everybody. Blue Dog Graphics, I'll respond to your email after this. I appreciate that as well. Do you foresee a G4 power update since the G5s are so OP compared, similar to the early G3 power adjustments a couple years ago? Am I expecting it? Not necessarily. Would I like that? Yeah. The only problem is you'd have to scale that down because right now there's a good balance between G3 and G4. So if you scaled up G4 to match G5, G3 now is washed. Because right now, my Enterprise can defeat Valdor's relatively easy as long as the Valdor's not just egregiously more strong. What I would rather have happen is the G5 ships be weakened. And I know that would never happen because like most game companies, they are afraid of nerfing anything. So everybody out there with the Corvus, Enterprise D, Rotaran, Sompek, Crozier, etc., and they wake up and their ship is currently 100 million weaker, are going to be pissed. But if you upgrade the 4-star, you've got to upgrade the 3-stars right as well. Got to, in my opinion. If you remember right, it was suggested not maxing Pike. So maxing Pike is not needed. I would not use my transporter patterns to max Pike. There is a benefit to getting Pike higher level. The benefit is more ship XP that you collect in hits. But I wouldn't focus on that. I would focus on Trinity officers and maybe unlocking Georgiou if you have an auger, things like that. I finally got Pipe Mode Chin / Salon. What officer should I focus on now? Well, Hank, thank you one for the super chat and supporting the channel. Are you asking what you should focus on in transporter patterns? Because if so, let's just go ahead and pull up this menu. And I'll tell you what officers have value in transporter patterns. 3 of 11 is huge for me. I love 3 of 11, even though I talk about how much I hate mining. 3 of 11 is a fantastic officer. Riker is one of the best, if not the best Armada officers in the game. He's definitely in the conversation. Georgiou's really good for an auger. TOS Spock is good max, probably wouldn't focus on. The Muds are okay. If you want to punch up against heavy traders, you're going to want Skinny Mud. I would not invest in these. You can get these through factions. These 3 are primary PvP officers, but also really good against gold hostile bosses, so would recommend those. Would not, and 6 of 11, another very good Armada officer. So all those are kind of like my focus and would not focus on. You pick based on your play style what's more important. If your alliance runs a lot of Armadas and that's a huge part of your fun level, then you're going to want the Armada officers. If you do a lot of PvP, you're going to want max Trinity officers. You're going to want that Marcus max so that you can tell these Enterprises to GTFO. I skip the Augment Independent credits and get the Augment Recruit 6 and Awoken Recruit 3. Best one's a 3 that gives 600 TP per day. So yeah, I collect those every day, but I don't get the 6 pack. And then when I can afford it, I get the extra Independent credit. Independent credits are a massive bottleneck right now. Hey Iron Chef, good to see you. Are the packs for +1 refinery batch for 4-star mats research available? If not, are they coming back to the store for purchase? They are only available through purchase right now. The bonuses for that. And yes, they will be coming back to the store. I do not have a date on you, but they will return. Is there a written copy of that transporter pattern officers you just recommended? No, I don't do written copies. I only do video copies. And short answer is not that I don't want to help. I just don't have time to do both written and video. I'm not aware of anybody having a written do this, do that. Now, there are a lot of players who make their own spreadsheets and stuff. And if anybody, creates one of those, sure, I will share it around. But I only do video. But I do have multiple videos out about my transporter pattern recommendations. How do you spend my multiphasics? Generally, I wait for events to spend my multiphasics. But consistently the best pack for me in the multiphasic store is the Syndicate pack. So if I go over to my multiphasics, I'm sitting on 4,000 right now. The Syndicate pack, when a Syndicate event comes around, this is what I usually spend it on. But there are other ones. It depends on what I'm going for. Draco says, I agree. Use MP credits to max Syndicate. Yeah, I mean, I'm only at Syndicate 13, so I'm nowhere near max. Which, by the way, Draco, did you enjoy the special event you got for having maxed Syndicate XP? Did you enjoy that? MMAC, one of the mods shared the link. Is a video I have called Punching Up. Explains everything, goes through it. Check out the video called Punching Up. I like the introduction of small BP for Harrison Jailer. Ah, good, Nick. I'm glad. My Grush is captain on Meridian. I'll show you. Manage. Oxygen mining bonus from my, oh, wrong button. But there it is. Increases protected cargo and then warp range officer. So I've got protected cargo. I've got protected cargo. I've got protected cargo. So combined, this is a 700% bonus. My protected cargo is 192,000. That's why I run Grush as captain on my Meridian. Thank you, Ice. I appreciate you resharing the link. I go for max protected cargo on my Meridian. Max protected cargo. The spike shards were delicious. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Draco. Glad you enjoyed it. Not having the CC event, even if I have a Cerritos, or am I stupid? Opera Girl, if you have done the California class event 10 times, it doesn't show up anymore. Once you've completed this 10 times, it will not show up any longer. Once you've completed the California class event 10 times, it disappears forever. How often do they offer Meridians? I haven't seen offer in months. There's one in the store right now if you want to buy it, JM. Right now, the only free-to-play sourcing for the Meridian is through event stores. Now, we could have another event store coming very soon. So we'll see that then. But for now, the only way to source them is through event stores every couple of months or through buying it as a pack, and it is currently out as a pack. All right, sorry, I was responding to EcoBoost Engine. Ryan says, I'm Ops 33 and I am at enemy status with Feds and ROM. What do you suggest for me to do to go back on terms? Kill crap tons of hostiles, man. Literally all it comes down to is killing hostiles. Now, if you have some missions saved up, one thing that I do is if you come over here, you go to your missions. There's this little box over here for archiving missions. I've archived a lot of missions and I actually just archived something. How do I unarchive it? Oh my God, here it is. Here's the button. So if you have missions, you can archive them and then come back to them later, like faction missions, which can then work on giving you rep for them, like this right here. So I'm gonna unarchive all my Klingon missions actually, because I'm working on boosting my Klingon rep. I think I accidentally archived that and I shouldn't have. Also don't know why that's archived. So also don't know why this is archived. Okay, but anyway, archived missions are a great way to get quick boost, and then the other part of it is literally just get down, knuckle down, and kill crap tons of hostiles. What do the commendations do for you, and are they worth spending Federation credits on? So, commendations, these are tricky, so let me show y'all specifically. There's two commendations. So you have, get out of here. Going. So you have minor commendations, this currency up here. This is used for getting badges. I usually recommend command badges because command officers are the ones you upgrade the most generally. Minor commendations, or I'm sorry, regular commendation ranks, these are only needed when events roll around. Specific events will ask for these. So in general, never pull these, never waste your credits on these unless you have a mission asking you to do it. Unless you have a mission asking you to do it, don't waste it, okay? Also, I need to pull this Romulan Allegiance. I always forget this. I only care about the credits. I don't care about the Rodinium. I always forget it. So anyway, the commendation ranks are for missions. Never pull them unless you have a mission asking for them. The minor commendations are for pulling badges. Did that command badge just respawn? I thought it had a timer. Okay, Rev's crazy. I'm sorry. My purchase in event store, if we get one as Devore parts, need it max so I can get a Fisha. Only Fisha and Sarco to get out of the special ship. So my Sarco is actually just waiting to be undocked. I'll probably have that video out Friday because y'all have been requesting it so much. Okay. There's no refresh time. Thank you, Chris. I legit thought there was. So, okay. Typically, the commendations will be part of a mission on your highest rep when it goes to a level. Bingo, bango. Currently level 25. What is the next level to camp at? So, Travis, you have what's called soft camping at 28/29. So, you get there, you get the ships and stuff you want, and then you're basically just hitting basic milestones to get to 31, 33, then up to 35. Efficiency researches, Stella stuff, but you're not focusing on like base research or anything. There's not a lot of value between 29 and 34. And then you have a really good sitting spot, personal opinion. Thanks, Rev, on that Meridian in store. I totally missed it was there. You're welcome. And Scopely, if you could give me a cut of that Meridian I just sold, I would greatly appreciate it, Scopely. 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 Yeah. Yep. Anyway, what other question comments that we have? What else we got? Thanks, Rev, on the Meridian store. You're welcome. What other comments and questions do we have? I do want to thank the people who have donated super chats today and have donated through the donate link. If you don't know, content creators can't make it without your donations. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App is the best way to make sure content creators get 100% of the money you're actually donating, and it's greatly appreciated. I try not to be that guy. I don't ask it very often, maybe once or twice a stream. So if you want to check it out, please do. And truly, my 3 kids are fed based on your donations. It's appreciated. Don't you wish Scopely was like Epic Games where you can get a cut? I do. Yeah, me and DJ have both been like, yo, content creator codes, please. Content creator codes. Literally, not a new concept. Other games do this. Content creator codes. Because I'll be honest, if I had a content creator code, I'd be a lot quicker to be like, yo, that $10 pack, go buy it. I'll just be real. I'd chill a little bit. I would. Now, I would still not tell y'all to go buy things that suck. So let me just go ahead and be honest. Like, let's pull this bad boy up real quick. Hey, let's take a look. You ready? Hey, this pack, buy. This pack sucks. 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 This pack's okay. This pack's better. This pack's okay. This pack sucks, in my opinion. This pack sucks, in my opinion. This pack sucks, in my opinion. But I guess if you want to spend 20 bucks, go for it for the Devore. This pack sucks, in my opinion. See, I will tell you what I would buy and what I wouldn't buy if I had unlimited money. That's just me. Optimal level for Fisha is max. The higher up you go, the better the refinery gets. For August, I'm not spending anything. Saving up for September. Hope to get everything ready to start pushing 39 plus. Nice. Is there anything out there that tells you which systems have mission starts? STFC.space has the missions listed, but nothing that tells you specifically, hey, go to these systems and pick up missions. You legit spent 1,000 lat on pulls and not 1 chin shard? Dang, Daniel. RNG is not favorable to you today, my friend. Creator codes. Hey, sarcophagus is great. No, even then, no, I'll be honest. Even if I had a creator code for a sarcophagus, I would still not sell you a sarcophagus. I wouldn't. I have my pride, I have my dignity, and I have my standards. Wouldn't do it to you. Wouldn't do it to you. Been saving up for months for Jelly Pursuit. DeWar, that's a good idea, man. It's a good idea. I hope you're on a server that doesn't have just one winner, though, because that's very annoying. Scopely would probably just pay content creators in commons. Yikes. I mean, Scopely does give content creators in-game content, but that's not the same as giving money. And I'm always open about that. You know, they'll give content creators battle passes. Every now and then they'll give us like the officers for different things. So they don't really give like full epic officers, but the Una video that y'all just watched, everybody's like, oh, we love the strange, I'm sorry, not the Una video. We love the Strange New World Uhura video you made, Rev. They gave me Uhura. If you're wondering why Rev already has a tier 2 Uhura, they gave me Uhura. So this is just me being transparent with y'all, by the way. This is just me trying to be transparent. Oh, I pointed at on. They gave me Uhura. So there are things that Scopely will give content creators so that we can make content. And I feel like it's my job to be transparent about that. So that's why I have a tier 2 Uhura. It's also why I have a tier 2 Spock. Because not only did I complete the events, but they gave me the starter shards to get those officers. Now they don't do that for epics. So I had to get Pike myself, and I don't have Una. But yeah. Ice Glow says, Rev Deuce, I will wax my nipple with Gorilla Tape for you on Twitch and dedicate it to another person, but I won't sell your sarcophagus dignity. Yes! With me goofing off on Twitch and doing things for money, $20 is $20. However, when it comes to promoting a product, I'm a firm believer that if you do not believe in the product, you should never promote it. I'm a believer in that. I will never promote a product that I do not believe in. I won't. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Now, okay, everybody has a price. If Scopely came by and said, yo, Rev, we'll give you $1 million if you pro the sarcophagus. Bro, I will slob all over the sarcophagus nacelles like it's the greatest spaceship ever designed. Just being honest. But that's never happened. Nor will it happen. To tell that to one of your former employees? I mean, everybody's got their own rules. I'm not telling anybody how to live their life. I'm just telling you how I do. By the way, if you're here, like the button. There's 400 people here and only 59 likes. Like the video. Are they ever coming out with additional Syndicate or Jailer crew officers? Syndicate officers? Maybe. We'll have to take a look and see what the future holds. I'd buy a Sarco if Scopely paid $1 million to you for it. Just saying. Damn. I just want to point out real quick, Joysma, if you're willing to spend $100 on a Sarco, please just send me $100. Like if it's all about Rev, just go ahead and send me the $100. What 34 epic is best for armadas? The Augur. Ooh, I love the Augur and armadas. Love the Augur and armadas. Jeffrey says done. I don't know what you did, Jeffrey, but thank you. Thank you. I don't know what you did, but thank you. Thank you. Oh, I got to make sure I respond to this email. At what level can you get the Ice Jelly? You can build the Ice Jelly at 39. You can start collecting blueprints for it at level 36. Any reason not to scrap my Vaclus? Nope. Nope, not at all. Go ahead and get rid of that bad Mama Jamma. She's a bad Mama Jamma. Ooh, yeah. But now she's gone because she crap. It's an awesome looking ship though. I mean, look, I will admit the sarcophagus looks good. But yeah. What's the best territories to get? That is a relative question. What are you looking for in territories? Personally, for me, I look for more particles. Particles matter more to me. For higher level players, the bonuses matter. Like the repair bonuses, the whole health bonus, the shield bonus that territories can have. So for me, I look for what I can mine and the particles I can get. That's what matters to me. It's going to be very relative to every player and every alliance. How does cloaking for armadas work? You just have to be cloaked when you attack? Correct, Frederick. If you are cloaked when an armada attack starts, the bonus applies to that ship. So my Valdor gets a... Okay, where's the little list that tells me? Cloaking, Valdor. So I get 170% bonus to my damage if I hit a armada while cloaked. Well, there should be an easier way to see that bonus. Yeah, cloaking research, also important. What's the best projectile to have? Is the amalgam cloaking relevant? I don't see the point in the amalgam cloaking, personally. But projectiles are all great. I'm trying to collect the projectiles because they all stack. So if you get the damage projectiles, if you get the critical ones, if you get the piercings, all of them stack. You don't have to have them active on each ship. So once you unlock them, you've got them. So all those are good. Strange New Worlds Part 3 is the final part, right? Excited for DS9. Also, assuming Arc launch is going to be the night since we have mini BP going on. So the only part of that I can address is the last part, and smart cookie you are. I cannot confirm nor deny the other parts of your question. Your inquiry has been denied. I am disinclined to acquiesce to your request. Amalgam cloaking lasts a long time. 2 cloaks can last an entire TC. I mean, I guess if y'all want to use it like that. To me, Tetrions are too freaking rare to be blowing them on amalgam sitting in territory battles, but that's me personally. Sorry, John. I got those dang things called NDAs, buddy. I can't just be giving out information. They get really upset when you just hand out information. They add a TOS con? Potentially. Just yesterday said 2-week break? Yeah, well, that's why I said the last point I can address. I said the last point I can talk about. It's the other 2 that I can't. Has there ever been more than a 3-part arc? Yeah, there was a 5-part arc. TNG was a 5-part. The Next Generation lasted 5 months. Lasted 5 months. And I don't want that again. Even for Deep Space Nine, I don't want that again. Have you dropped any hints yet about the next arc? I've not yet. You gotta stay tuned. I plan on dropping some hints very soon though. Does anyone have amalgam cloak? I know a few people with amalgam cloaking. Duality was 4 months. Duality was... Wait, was it? I know Duality was November, December, January. Was it in October? Still on sourcing for Picard? Yep, I'm aware. Which is why I brought up Picard earlier in terms of officers I would like to be in like these little mini battle passes. Do we really call last TNG month really part of it? I mean, it was. That was part of the design. Just like the last month of Lower Decks included like 4 different series, but it was still Lower Decks. Anthology. Not sure if this has been covered, but Lon does not show correctly on cargo. Correct. Yeah, Greg. We've, and this isn't me coming at you. It's been brought up a lot. She works correctly, but displays incorrectly, which does cause a problem. Because obviously if you're displaying it correctly, you think that it's not working. She does actually give you the increase she's supposed to, but she displays as more, and that's a huge issue. So it has been passed the dev team. I don't have an ETA of when they're actually going to rectify that problem. Strange New World Season 2 will cross over with Lower Decks. Yep, that was announced. And Lower Decks will be going to Deep Space Nine in Season 3. Yeah, okay, so being fixed right after the North Star timer? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Responding to EcoBoost Engine real quick. I'll get to your questions in just a second. All right. Getting ready for the meeting later. When do we get the Vengeance? So the Vengeance was, they started working on the Vengeance back when the game was only the Kelvin timeline and when it was only the movies. But since they got access to all the series, that got shelved. I'm not sure when the Vengeance will be revisited. Scrapping Legionary, do you need to be max level to scrap? You do want it max level. The rewards that you get for scrapping a ship is determined by the level of the ship. So if you're tier 9 level 41 and you scrap, you'll get less rewards than if you were tier 9 level 45. You're going to want to max out the rep, or I'm sorry, the XP of that ship before you scrap it. Before you scrap it. Once again, we'll give a shout out because I'm about to get ready to start working on this presentation for tonight. So again, a shout out to Arian for or Irian, I'm sorry. Irian for helping out, and Stewie Doo for helping out, and everybody that helped out, and all of you who answered the survey. Hopefully I have good news in tomorrow's video. So, is the Defiant going to be available? We'll have to wait and see. Will they add sourcing for the USS Terror skin? I don't have that answer. I hope so. How do you get the partials for the ship parts in the Stealth Star? What do you mean? What do you mean, Joseph? What do you mean the partials? How long to Arc 2 grading? Hey, thank you for being a cadet. And holy crap, I've not done that, have I? I completely forgot. Grading Arc 2, because I did incursions grading. I got to add that to the video list. I've legit forgot. I'm so sorry. Particles? So Chris, you get particles by scrapping a Stella. So for example, I do have a Stella still sitting around. Let me show you. You get the particles by scrapping the Stella. So here I have a level 25 Stella. I'm not going to scrap it. If I scrap this level 25 Stella, I get 11,000 Stella particles. If you scrap a tier 9 Stella, you get like 470,000 particles. Tier 9 level 45. That's how you get the particles for the Stella. Mimi, I would sit at level 39. I would sit level 39 and try to push to 42 when you're ready. Keep up the great work. Well, I appreciate it, Hank. I really do. And we're going to wrap up just because I've got to, in right at 2 hours, I've got this meeting with the dev team. So I got to make sure. Oh, no problem, Chris. I still want to make sure everybody's getting your answer. I've got to make sure that this presentation is put together. If anybody's really good with putting presentations together and would like to give an opinion, you're more than welcome to. Also, dang, working outside, causing blisters and stuff. I appreciate every single one of you. If you'd be so kind, hit the like button on the video, join the Discord if you haven't already, come see us on the Twitch channel tonight. I'll be streaming on Twitch, which I give basically I'll be giving a live update on the Twitch channel of the meeting, because the meeting will happen a couple hours before Twitch tonight. And tomorrow I have a video going over my presentation so y'all can see everything. And then y'all can be like, Rav, you're a freaking idiot. And I'll be like, you are so right. And we'll go from there. I appreciate everybody. If you want to help out the channel, remember, donate, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, everything else. Thank you. If there's anything I could do for you as a gamer, whether it's this game or we play War Thunder and Star Trek and everything else on Twitch, whatever it is, I'm happy to do for you. Just let me know. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next exciting edition of this channel. Deuces.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.